What sets a successful marriage apart from those that end in heartbreak? Is there a key factor that contributes to the fulfilling and lasting partnership, as well as leading to failure and divorce? Well, as a pastor for over 40 years, I have officiated many weddings. I have attended many weddings, and I have seen the excitement that couples bring to the wedding ceremony. They are filled with hopes and dreams, and their future looks so bright. But for some, those hopes and dreams, well, they don't last. They come apart. And that hope for a long and successful marriage, well, it's short-lived. The marriage relationship comes apart far too quickly, ending in painful divorce. Why is that? Well, there are many reasons as to why marriages fail and end in divorce, but generally, what I have observed that goes a long way to determining success or failure is the view of marriage that the couple brings to the wedding altar. When I say view of marriage, I mean the theological, the philosophical, or the practical understanding that the man and the woman believe about marriage long before they say, I do. Now, without getting into the deep weeds, I see two views, and I call these views the selfie view and the sacred view. And again, experience has taught me that when you scratch the paint down to the metal of the shiny object that we call marriage, you will find that these two views regarding the marriage relationship, this is what the couples are bringing to the altar. Couples desiring to be married will bring to the wedding altar either a selfie view or a sacred view of marriage. And depending on how they were raised as well as their religious training, one of these two views will shape their belief about marriage. And I will also add that one view will almost guarantee failure, while the other can lay a foundation for a high probability of lifetime success in the marriage relationship. These two views of marriage can be defined as follows. The selfie view of marriage is all about me and what I want. And the sacred view of marriage is all about God and what He decreed. Now let me explain, beginning with the selfie view that many young adults embrace largely on an unconscious level. This particular understanding of how a marriage relationship should work has become normative in our modern world. We understand it, and I understand it as the selfie view. The selfie view of marriage is a me-centered relationship with the unwritten mantra, I will stay with you if you make me happy. But if you cannot make me happy, or I do not feel the love, I am free to walk away from the marriage. Now, this view of marriage relationship is based on intensity of feeling understood as love. The mindset is that each partner will stick around as long as that feeling of love persists and each partner is getting what they want from the other. The underlying assumption that drives this selfie view of marriage can be summarized as following. What can you give me? Will you meet my desires? Will you make me happy? If you cannot, I am free to leave. Basing the marriage relationship on the goal of prioritizing your desires first will almost always guarantee failure. The likelihood of you not staying committed to the marriage is high. As soon as your desires are not met, you will look for the door. When the emotion or the intensity of feeling understood as love is no longer felt, then it's assumed that the relationship has reached its end. Commitment to one another is no longer a basis due to the lack of the emotional connection. So, in the view of these, the marriage is over. And it stands to reason that this approach to marriage cannot be successful in the long run. No one person can give you all that you want. No one person has the ability to meet your every emotional need. No one can make you happy all the time. And it's been my personal observation that any marriage that is feeling based, asking, what can you give me, is doomed for failure. These relationships rarely succeed. And with the advent of no-fault divorce, the failure is widely seen throughout our culture. Friends, the selfie view of marriage does not set a couple up for success. All right, let's take a look now at the sacred view. The sacred view of marriage believes that marriage was decreed by God. The relationship is covenant-based with a promise of permanence and exclusivity made by both the man and the woman to each other before God. The primary goal of the marriage relationship is oneness, not happiness. The overriding question is not what can you give me, but rather what can I give to you, because I am committed to be faithful to you for life. And this understanding of oneness and permanence is based on what God decreed in Genesis 2:24. A man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Jesus underscored this biblical concept of oneness and permanence in marriage when he was asked by a group of Pharisees, is it lawful to divorce one's wife for any cause? Jesus answered by going back to Genesis. And this is what he said. Have you not read that he who created them from the beginning made them male and female, and said, therefore, a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let not man separate. Pretty obvious, pretty clear. Eugene Peterson, in his translation called The Message, captures the essence of Jesus' response to the Pharisees in a modern understanding. I like it, so I want to read it to you now. This is how he translated Matthew 19, verses 4 through 6. Haven't you read in your Bible that the Creator originally made man and woman for each other, male and female? And because of this, a man leaves father and mother and is firmly bonded to his wife, becoming one flesh. No longer two bodies, but one. Because God created this organic union of the two sexes, no one should desecrate his art by cutting them apart. The sacred view of marriage sees the relationship as holy. That is, it is an uncommon relationship where a man and a woman commit their lives to one another till death do them part. And the overriding basis of this relationship is commitment, not happiness. Does the sacred view of marriage guarantee long-term success? Well, not always. No one view or one understanding can absolutely guarantee long-term success. Lots of factors are in play. But the sacred view provides the most solid foundation for any couple to succeed in their marriage. At the wedding altar, those couples holding to a sacred view enter into a covenant with God and with each other, and they make a commitment of faithfulness for life. And when I take a step back and look at married couples today, and then when I take a further step back and look at the absolute carnage of divorce across our nation's landscape, I can see these two views in play. And because I've been doing this for as long as I have, as I said at the beginning, I've been pastoring for over 40 years. I have a lot of experience under my belt. As I've said, I have done many a wedding over all of these years. I've seen couples succeed, and I've seen couples fail. But generally speaking, the couples that succeed, these are the couples who come in to the wedding altar with a sacred view understanding of the marriage relationship. They recognize that marriage is all about God and what He decreed. And when I look around at culture, particularly when I look at those that are outside of the church, those who've been raised with no religious training, I know where they're coming from. They have a selfie view of marriage where the relationship is all about me and what can you give me. And with that kind of understanding, it is no surprise that failure is often the result. Well, listen, I hope this has been helpful. I just wanted to take a quick moment and look at these two views, this selfie view and the sacred view of understanding the marriage relationship. When you are, here's what I would do. I would encourage you, because you know couples that are probably approaching the wedding altar. And I would challenge you to challenge them as to what it is that how they understand that is the marriage relationship. What view are they bringing? And it might be helpful for you to help them understand that a sacred view is the one that's going to give them the best foundation for success. Well, again, thanks for watching this particular video. And if it's been helpful, take a moment, if you will, to comment. Maybe you have some things that you can add over your experience and what you've seen, maybe not only from your own marriage relationship, but those all around you. And also, if this video has been helpful, take a moment to hit the like button. And again, if you've not yet become a subscriber, please hit the subscription button as well. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. And like I always say, God's very best to you.